Residents of Lubbock and the surrounding community brought a few dollars and their appetite to the Civic Center to enjoy some breakfast treats. Coming up, MCTV's Jay McCauley has a special look at the Lubbock Lions Pancake Festival.
Last Thursday's Valentine's Day was celebrated in a variety of ways by members of the tech community. But whether or not you had a special someone to share it with, we'll show you how one campus group gave everyone a very special Valentine's Day gift.
And baseball season is officially underway on the Tech campus. MCTV's Aditya Sahasrabudhe will be in with a look at the Red Raiders opening series in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Uvie Bikomo.
And I'm Oscar Vielma. There's a tasty tradition in Lubbock that is taking place here in the hub city for nearly 70 years.
That's right, Oscar. And every year, thousands of people line up for a chance to enjoy a meal and help those in need. MCTV's Jay McCauley stopped by the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center this weekend to find out about this long-running event.
On Saturday, Lubbock locals got the chance to experience pancakes for a good cause.
I think the food here is great. Just meeting people and the food combined, it's overall a great experience, and I'm glad to be here.
The Lions Club hosted their 67th annual Pancake Festival at the Lubbock Civic Center. The festival was held from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
As you can see, it's such a good turnout. Like, everyone looks forward to this every single year. I know, like, this is my first year, but I can already tell, like, so many people just, like, coming up to us, they're just like, wow, like, we look forward to this every single year. And they're doing a great job, and everyone's just, like, so helpful. And I know that they're doing great things for our community.
The Lions Club holds the 2009 Guinness Book of World Records for the most pancakes served in an 8-hour period. This year, their goal was to raise $130,000 for charities. Their philanthropy work in the community is what led Alton Ryan to volunteer with the Lions Club for over 10 years.
One of the reasons I joined the Lions Club is because every penny that we raise goes to charity. It doesn't cost anything to maintain it. It doesn't cost any office charges or anything like that. Every nickel goes to the charities.
As you can see by the many pancakes in front of me, the Pancake Festival, which the Lions Club hosts annually, is a popular event. If you didn't get a chance to come out this year, there's always next year. And don't forget that all proceeds go to over 30 charities across the Lubbock area.
According to Todd Towns, president of the Lions Club, one of the club's main focus is helping with sight. Towns said Helen Keller attended a Lions Club convention in the 1920s. He credits Keller as to why the Lions became the Knights of the Blind. Joanne Franco, a Lubbock local, says her kids benefited personally from the Lions Club dedication to the blind.
When my kids were younger, it helped with their eyeglass, so we always donate or contribute because they help Lubbock and the city.
Town said the Lions Club could not put on the Pancake Festival without the help of the community.
It's just a big thank you to our community and for always making it a great event. And because without them, we're not able to have the funds to serve in our community.
For more information on how you can get involved with the Lions Club, you can visit their website at lubbocklions.org. For MCTV, I'm Jay McCauley.
Back here on campus, members of the tech community came together for an annual event that helps bring attention to an issue affecting women around the world. On Friday and Saturday, the Feminist Majority Leadership Alliance presented the annual performance of Vagina Monologues in the Sub Escondido Theater. The event is based on a play written in 1994 that addresses women's sexuality and the stigma that surrounds rape and abuse. The event is part of an annual observance of V-Day, which is a global activist movement to end the violence against women and girls.
The Vagina Monologues was created by Eve Insler. She interviewed a bunch of people in the 1990s about their vaginas. To me, the Vagina Monologues is just about empowerment, making people feel more comfortable talking about it.
What we're trying to accomplish during this event is to spread awareness of the violence and the intimacy and livelihoods of people with vaginas. Because a lot of times within our society and lawmaking, we find it overlooked, and we want to fix that problem and amend it, and also give honor and homage to those people.
Tickets for this year's Vagina Monologues were $5, and all the funds collected will be donated to the Women's Protective Services of Lubbock. V-Day and the annual Vagina Monologues performance take place each year in February.
Speaking of February, Valentine's Day was last week, and whether or not you had a special someone to celebrate with, the Student Activities Board made sure everyone had a chance to enjoy the holiday. On Thursday, SAP hosted the Sub as a Spa in the Student Union Courtyard. The event took advantage of the Valentine's Day holiday to offer students a chance to escape schoolwork and enjoy free massages. The Sub as a Spa also featured a make your own salt and sugar scrubs activity for students to take home special gifts from the event.
We did it today just for, everyone kind of relax. It's Valentine's Day. You can kind of treat yourself a little bit before, you either go with your significant other or hang out with your friends.
The Sub as a Spa took place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and was free and open to all students. If you missed last week's event, SAP has another fun and free activity taking place later this week. Hawaiian Skate Night is scheduled for this Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Skate Ranch. During the event, students can enjoy free skating, and attendees are encouraged to dress up in luau-themed clothing and accessories. Hawaiian Skate Night is free for the first 300 students with a tech ID. For more info on this week's event, just visit sap.ttu.edu.
Tech students have access to many resources on campus that they often never know about. And with that in mind, one campus group held a special event to help spread the word on all Texas Tech has to offer. The Office of Transition and Engagement hosted the Texas Techspo last week on Thursday in the Sub Ballroom. The Texas Techspo is a biannual resource fair that gives students a one-stop shop to get information on everything from financial aid to activity resources to health and wellness and much more. This year's fair took place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it featured representatives from all over campus. During the fair, attendees also had a chance to enter raffles, pick some giveaways, and grab some cool swag from various booths at the fair. The annual Techspo started last year, and it's held during both the fall and spring semesters.
It was another roller coaster weekend of weather conditions here in Lubbock. After a windy start to the weekend, we saw mild conditions yesterday, followed by freezing temperatures this morning.
That's true, UVA. So what can we expect as we head into the last full week of February? MCTV's Madison Harding joins us with a look at the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, it has been a bit of a roller coaster here on the South Plains and in the Lubbock area with our temperatures lately, but this is the weather in West Texas. It can be very unpredictable. We can see here from our MCTV tower cam that the warm conditions that existed here yesterday have completely moved out of the area in favor of these gray skies and the cold temperatures. It dropped down into the freezing weather this morning. We can see that our high for today is only going to be about 40 degrees with cloudy and cold conditions and a wind coming from the east to southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, the low temperature is going to drop to around 22 degrees with those cold and cloudy conditions continuing and an easterly wind of 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now, this wind coming from the east is bringing in a bit of a polar front towards us, which is going to drop temperatures down very much. For tomorrow, our highest temperatures are only going to get into about the mid-30s here in the South Plains, and our coldest temperatures for tomorrow are going to drop into the teens. With these cold temperatures, you might be wondering, are we getting any moisture in the air? We are actually, and there is a chance of snow for tomorrow. Now, don't get too excited. This chance of snow is nothing compared to the one that we had back in December. The highest snowfall is going to be out of Friona with only 0.4 of an inch, and it's unlikely to stick anywhere, so don't count on your classes being canceled for tomorrow. Now, looking for Tuesday, the 40% chance of snow is in the AM with a high temperature of 35 and a low of 26. For Wednesday, the windy conditions will have returned here to Lubbock with a high of 54 and a low of 29. Now for Thursday, it gets really interesting because the sun will have been making an appearance again, which will warm up the temperatures to a high of 63 and a low of 34. Now, although it is unlikely to stick for tomorrow's snowfall, it's important to note that if you are uncomfortable driving in freezing precipitation, you should have someone else drive you or make a point to get to campus before or after the snowfall falls. It'll start around 10 and might end around 11 a.m. So be careful, and if you are uncomfortable driving in snow, keep it safe, have someone else drive you, or avoid it at all costs. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. With the spring semester well underway, some big events are starting to pop up on the calendar. Last week, I had a chance to visit with the Office of the President's Joe Moore about a special performance coming up this week. I'm here with Jo Moore with the Presidential Lecture Series, and she's about to tell us about something really awesome going on. Jo, how are you today?
I'm great, Uvie. How are you today?
I'm doing good, but I'm even more excited about Ruthie Foster. Can you tell us more about her?
I absolutely can. Ruthie Foster is a 7-time Blues Award winner, 3-time Austin Music Award winner, and she has been nominated for a Grammy 3 times for her blues albums. So in case you can't tell, it's all about the blues. And she's going to be here February 22nd on Friday at 7 o'clock at the Allen Theater. She lives in Austin currently. She's from a little town that's, west of College Station. So she's born and raised, and she's just a powerhouse blues singer.
That is incredible, and it's awesome that she's from Texas and she's an amazing Grammy-nominated artist, but she's going to be performing for the Presidential Lecture Series. Can you tell us more about the Presidential Lecture Series?
Sure. The Presidential Lecture and Performance Series is actually in its 13th season, and it is a lecture and performance series that's not only for campus, for students, but also for the community. And we bring in eclectic programming. Essentially, we bring in 5 to 6 performances a year, and we open with a speaker, and we have dance performances, music, concerts, some theatrical productions. And the goal of the series is to bring to Lubbock edgier, more eclectic performances that you might need to go to a bigger city to see. Something a little bit different.
That's nice. So how can students, access this series? How can they, find out more about it?
Well, you can always go to our website, which is presidentialseries.ttu.edu. This particular program is actually, you might just say it's the president's gift to the community, because in essence, it's not in essence, but it is free to students. And students can pick up free tickets outside the Allen Theater a month before each performance. So any of the students that are watching this can go right now to the info desk outside the Allen and get their tickets. It's general admission seating. Again, it starts at 7, doors open at 6:30. And for community members, faculty, staff, parking is free. We've secured all the parking around the Allen Theater. But a little more about Ruthie. Her influences were Mavis Staples and Aretha Franklin. She started out singing in a church choir, so you throw a little gospel in there. So she's gospel blues, she's got folk and soul. Little known fact, she's performed with Bonnie Raitt, or not little known, that's a pretty known fact, but she's performed with Bonnie Raitt, she's performed with the Allman Brothers. Early in her career, they had signed, Atlantic Records had signed her, wanting to make her a star, moved to New York City. And when she realized they tried to mold her into being a pop singer, she rebelled against all of that, took herself back to the Lone Star State and carved out her own musical career with her own genre, which is kind of hard to peg. So she's really a wonderfully independent spirit with just a terrific voice. She makes our second Austin musician in the fall. You may remember we talked about the Latin singer Gina Chavez. So we're on an Austin kick this season and hope everybody will come out and see her.
That's awesome. And how did you pick Ruth to perform at the series?
I knew, just like everyone that I choose, you work with different agents and you listen to different music and you read reviews. I think about what have we not brought here before, and we haven't brought a lot of blues, so I thought this would be interesting in someone who is prominent in our own backyard. And one of Lubbock's own, Lloyd Maines, of the Maines Brothers Band, and now of his own, of course, his own incredible reputation, had worked with Ruthie before, and recently had been the music director at Austin City Limits and saw her performance where she was doing a tribute to Ray Charles that he said was amazing. So, once again, it just checked the box of people that I wanted to bring. So.
That's amazing. I can't wait to go see her. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
It was a busy and successful weekend for Tech Athletics. MCTV Aditya Sahasrabudhe joins us in the studio to look back at scores and highlights from baseball, basketball, and more. AD?
Thanks, Oscar. Number 3 Texas Tech baseball climbed out of a 3-run hole to defeat Oregon 6-4 on Sunday at Dan Law Field at Rip Griffin Park and gain a 2-1 lead in the 4-game series. The Red Raiders were down 4-2 in the 6th inning until sophomore Tanner Otremba blasted his first career home run as a Red Raider over the right field fence to tie the game. Red Raiders registered only 7 hits but were successful to squeeze out 6 runs from that total. The Red Raiders will look to secure the series win against Oregon this afternoon. The series finale kicked off at 1 p.m. at Dan Law Field at Rip Griffin Park. Time to get some hardcourt news. The Texas Tech women's basketball squad captured a 75-71 win over Kansas on Sunday afternoon to earn the first Big 12 sweep in 3 seasons. Tech has won 2 games on the road this season, marking the first time the Lady Raiders had 2 road wins in a single season since 2014-15 season. It gives fans immense pleasure when both the women's and men's divisions are producing results beyond expectations. The men's basketball team also seems to be firing on all cylinders. The number 15 Red Raiders extended their conference winning streak to 4 and also improved to 14-1 on their home court this season after defeating Baylor 86-61. Texas Tech is now away from competition for a week before hosting number 14 Kansas at 7 p.m. on Saturday, February 23rd at the USA. Time to cover NBA All-Star Game. Team LeBron overcame Team Giannis after a 16-point deficit in the first quarter to win the game 178-164. Kevin Durant won the 2019 NBA All-Star MVP award by the virtue of being the top scorer on winning Team LeBron. He not only scored 31 points but secured his second ever all-time MVP trophy. Giannis was the top scorer of the game, netting 38 points for Team Giannis. Some iconic moments included Steph's insane bounce pass alley-oop to Giannis, LeBron teaming up with Wade and Kyrie for their share of masterpiece, and again, Steph Curry's reverse dunk on self-oop, to name a few. Also, if life is not about having fun, what is it about? Seth and Steph Curry have got those 3-point shooting skills from their dad, the legendary Del Curry, but Mama Curry proved to everyone that she is the hottest 3-point firing cannon after making a one-handed underarm half-court shot in an event put by the Curry Family Foundation in Curry's hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, before the start of the NBA weekend. In soccer news, UEFA Champions League is back in action. The day before Valentine's, Tottenham pummeled the German club Borussia Dortmund 3-0 at home. 3 second-half goals in the first leg of round of 16 seem to have taken life away from Dortmund. In the absence of Tottenham star forward Harry Kane and the man in form Dele Alli, when it just seemed Dortmund could lit Wembley with dazzling yellows and an unimaginable victory roar, Tottenham displayed a top-notch team effort to practically kick the visitors out of the UCL. Real Madrid fought to snatch a hard-earned win against Ajax in the away fixture. Thanks to the mercy of VAR, Madrid were able to register another win in the Champions League. Captain Sergio Ramos made his 600th appearance for Madrid on the same day. Not so surprisingly, Ramos seemed to utilize his brain power to maximum effect by deliberately getting a yellow card in the last minute of the regulation time. Was that move a tactical masterpiece or a display of overconfidence? What do you all think? Manchester United suffered another loss from the hands of Paris Saint-Germain. Even without Neymar and Cavani in their lineup, PSG was comfortable to score an away win at Old Trafford by 2 away goals to 0. One of the most unlikely scorers in Kimpembe joined the most likely scorer and star man Kylian Mbappe to continue their glorious form. That's all we have for today's sports coverage. Back to you, Uvie and Oscar.
Thanks, AD. So, Oscar, did you have a chance to watch any of the Tech teams in action this weekend?
I actually did. I got to see a little bit of women's basketball and men's basketball, and they were both killing it. I did not get to see baseball, but I'm glad they did well. Did you watch anything this weekend?
I did not get to see any of the games, but I did get to see the vagina monologues, and it was pretty impressive.
I'm actually going to check it out next year if I'm around, because it sounds pretty interesting.
Well, that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.